Alright people, welcome again to MG Sports TV. It is Qatar 2, Jamaica 1, Qatar 2-1. This is post-match reaction, analysis, maybe player ratings, just the review of the game in itself. I have some video clips I want to run through with you guys, and I'm going to highlight the 2 goals that we conceded, and I'm going to highlight something very, very interesting in how we conceded the 2 goals. If you're watching the watch along, you'd realize that I've been consistently saying the same thing on the watch along. Other persons in the comment section were saying the same thing as well. So in the meantime, let's give a shout out to our channel members. They are Raymond, Asti, Ravan, Ben. Those are the 2 channel patrons. Members, we have Original Zilla, Jeremy Swaby, Rose Gold, David Beckham, Feather 5, Black Icon, 40, Kyle Wallace from the Reggae Boyz Supporters Club, Lee Bell, Mars Enriquez, Jamil Winter, Roko Reacts, Devon Hughes, RLN Cup, and the Ellsworth, and also Blair Video. My respect to you guys. You guys certainly help the channel going. Alright. You know what? I won't waste any time. Let's go straight into it. Straight into it. So this is as you can see here is the starting lineup. Jamal waiting goal. We have Lembi Kisa at right back, Mariapa and Richard King at the centre back pairing, Amar Bell at left back. In midfield we have John Russell and Joel Latibo there as the 2 holding midfielders. We have out on the right hand side, on the left hand side Paris, right hand side Richards, and the 2 strikers in Corey Burke. Let's get straight into it. Player profile, player ratings. I do think that most of the players in the team are of similar profile, i.e. John Russell, Joel Latibo there, very, very similar. Strikers, Corey Burke, Nicholson, very, very similar. Wingers, Richards, Paris, really similar. They are similar players. I have no problem with that in the same sense. I'm just giving, that's just for information purposes. Let's start with the goalkeeper, Jamal Wade. I do believe that the goal that we conceded, the one near post, I think he could have done a bit better where that is concerned. Maybe kind of shutting eye a bit, kind of want to hit in the face. But it seems as if he could have done a little bit better with just saying. Could have done a little bit better where that is concerned. I'm going to show you guys the goal, and also I'm going to show you the goals. Lembi Kisa, I thought he had a good game. Look, very, very much annoyed, frustrated. I think it was a frustrating game for him based on the fact that he was always isolated with the winger. No support. Neither winger, neither Richards nor Paris coming back to support either of the fullback. So you can see that he was frustrated and he was under a lot of pressure. But carry on. Richard King, 1 too many long balls, but I think he had a solid game. I do believe that he was quite composed. I think he played maybe about 4 or 5 long balls. 1 or 2 of them hit, but certainly. We want to move away from that, but I do think that in overall he had actually a good performance. I do think that the coach maybe said, hey, I see enough of you. Let's see someone else. Alright. King, no, sorry. Mariapa, you know what to expect from Mariapa. 1 and 2 times. I do believe that he never really stayed too tight to his marker and allow his marker too much time and space. You can see one of the headers that went wide of the post. We were quite lucky in that instant to not concede. Bell, I do think that Bell held his own. I do believe that when number 13 for Qatar came on in the second half, he actually had Bell on the rings, turning him inside out. But I did think Bell had a fairly decent game. No support as well from the wingers. In this game, the fullbacks they must fight it. They just fight it out. They had to just fight it out. No support again. In the midfield, Russell, I do believe that in this game, I have to say that I thought that Russell, the pace of the game, and maybe the pace of the Qatar midfielders were really getting to him, because each time he made an interception, he got beat. He got beat quite often. And what he had to do, tuck the players down. I do believe that the pace of the other midfielders really show him up. And in a case like this, I do believe that he should be the last man, maybe a midfield 3, and he's the last man with 2 number 8s protecting him. He's a good player. He's a quality player. You can see that he's a quality player. But I believe that the pace of the other players, the short sprints and those things, that's his weak area, and it was very much evident in this game. Joel Latibo, I thought he had a brilliant game. One of the faces, even though it's quite aggressive. I understand the reason why they didn't use him as a centre back. You can see based off his height. It's about 5'10", 5'11", but he's quite good. So technical on the ball, so solid and rounded with the ball at his feet. quicker than John Russell. I do believe that he can cover ground, can drive with the ball. I do think he keep it moving. Certainly a good player, I have to say. I think he was one of the better, more outstanding player on the pitch overall. I would say that maybe he's the most outstanding player on the pitch based off what I'm seeing. Even though maybe the statistics might prove that, but I do think from what I've seen, I can be wrong. Alright, next we have Kyle Paris in the early part of the game. I think Kyle Paris was really good. I do believe that he at moments hold on to the ball a little bit too long. Also one too many back passes, even though he's recycling the game. I do believe that in the first half, he had a good first half. He was the one look hungry. He really wanted it. Kind of faded away in the second half. But I do think overall he had a fairly decent game. Richards, I think he showed a lot of moments. I would understand the reason why he would show moments, because his age, still have a lot more to learn about the game. But also, after I watched rewatching highlights, I realized that he was actually culpable for both of the goals that we conceded. It was quite strange, but I thought that he created a few chances, one clear-cut chances for Boza and the header. I don't think that's not 100% clear-cut, but it was actually a fairly decent half chance that he created for Boza. Took off a shot. The free kick was a good one as well. I do think he had a fairly decent game, but the defensive aspect in the videos that I'm going to show you guys, you're going to realize that is something that he really needs to work on. But fair enough game for him, especially at his age and that he's learning his craft. Alright, up front, those two strikers, I do believe that Boza got a fear. You got to put those away. You have to put those away, Boza. You have to put those away. There's no excuse for that. You have to put those away. I think Warburg worked extremely hard, very aggressive, work hard. I didn't get the end product. And I do understand that people are frustrated with him because the end product is a big problem. Dribble past 2-3 players, then still not finding his footing to get off a shot, end up losing the ball. People are going to be frustrated that. I do think that it was fairly an underwhelming game for him as well. I think he would feel that himself. Boza, I'm just going to Boza. Anyways, people, let's get to the video clips. Anyways, 30k subscribers, people. 30k subscribers. We're at 28,000 right now. Help us reach the 30k. Let's get cracking. Let's get cracking to the clips, people. Alright, and I'm gonna highlight some stuff to you guys so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm launching the screen so I don't make an error. You guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let us go. I'm just gonna run through this fast. First of all, this is the first goal. This is a static picture the first goal that we conceded, right? Here we have Dujan Richards basically walking. Here we have Dexter Lembikisa. If you're seeing the cursor, hopefully you're seeing the cursor. 1v1 or 1v2. We can't have that. Many would say that it is in one of these defenders a responsibility. No, it's not their responsibility. This player number 14 is the left back. Who's responsible for him? Our winger. Right here is responsible. Let me show you based off the first goal that we conceded. Let me show you, people. Let me widen the screen. Good. Let me show you. Alright. So good. Let me start it from front. This here is when the change of play. You can see the winger right here. This is our winger. He should have never been this height. He's in line with the two strikers. That's the first error. That is the first error. You can't be in line with two strikers. Let's continue. Especially the fact that the ball is in the opponent's possession. You have to get back. Track back, cover a man. Now look at it. You see? It's big space right here. Let's continue. Good. You see this player, this is the left back coming into the play right here. Right in his position. Coming into the play. As you can see, good. You should not have this. This is the defenders. I want to look at the defenders. Lembikisa go across. Good. Lembikisa go across. Here we have Richard King coming to cover for Lembikisa. Then John Russell coming across. Don't think they're going to reach in time. Can't reach in time because at this present time, DJ Richards should be tracking right here. Should be here tracking this player, which means that this player will be unavailable to get the ball. Now, this is what happened. See? when he's receiving the ball, that's the time when he's appeared in picture. So that's one area that I think that he definitely has to work on. Goalkeeper, top bins, hard to say the goalkeeper should do anything in that position. Certainly, hard. It's very, very hard to say that the goalkeeper should do anything in that position. Really, really hard. Really, really hard. So that's the first one. Let's get now to the second one. Let's get to the second one, people. Because I know the video, I never wanted the video to be this long, but you know, that's what it have to go. That's a part of it. Let's have a look at the second one. Right. Let's have a look at the second one. Good. Let's have a look here. Good. So this is where the players at. So these are the defenders. Lembi Kisa at back post. You know, you can see he has display in his eyes. Center back, center back. So all players are basically covered here. Almost all players are covered here. Ball comes across. Is that, I think, Richard King? No, that's not. Is that Rick King? Oh, Bell makes it for a tackle. Came off Lembi Kisa right here. Good. All right. So the second goal is the next winger now who's responsible. Look at here. Let me just bring it back here. Next winger is responsible. My apologies. That is Richard's responsible for one. Paris is responsible for one. All right. So this is that. Ball hits the first front post. As you can see, the attacker is about to receive the ball. Paris is ball watching. At this present time, he should be being aware of who is around him, taking a glance to see who's around him, and then dropping in this area right here between who's that in number 5? I think that's Russell in the number 5. He should be behind Russell. Look at the attacker now. The attacker picks up. Good. Glance. Ball come off the post. Exactly. This is when he's gonna react. So that's it. And that is how our two wingers are basically culpable for the 2 goals that we conceded. And I don't understand, they are attackers. The defensive instinct is not so 100% in them, but that is something that they should learn from. 100%. That is something that they should learn from. All in all, I do think that the boys performed well. I think we had a better second half. I think Lambert came in and performed well in the second half. Bernard, I think he looked okay. Played quite a few long balls as well coming in. Maybe that's instruction. Who else came on? Who else came on? Who else? I think Javian Brown came on and did well, also quite well where the defensive aspect is concerned. Who else? I think most of the players who came on kind of stabilized the ship. They really stabilized. Daniel Johnson came on. You can see the quality that he has actually. Thought he should have came on a bit earlier. The other players, I do think that they came on earlier and gave their solid input. But this is it, people. I do think the boys played fairly well. A lot to learn from in that game. A lot to take away from that game. I do think that in regards to attacking, we need more attacking output. If we're going to score goals, you need to perform better in front of goals. Anyways, people, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. This has been a quick review of what happened in the game. Jamaica 1, Qatar 2. Anyways, people, massive respect. Big up MG Sports TV. And I am out.